Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video I'm going to be talking about trichotillomania. For those who don't know, I suffer from trichotillomania, so I'm going to be talking about what it means to have trichotillomania and how it affected my life. Trichotillomania is a disorder that involves recurrent, irresistible urges to pull out body hair, and there's approximately 200,000 US cases per year, so it's actually very common. Every case is very different. I know a lot of people with different cases, like some people like to pull out their hair, some people like to pull out their pubic hair, some people like to pull out their eyebrows, their eyelashes, their body hair, but me personally, I like to pull out my facial hair. I've been pulling out my facial hair for about 4 years now, ever since my freshman year of high school, which is because that's when my facial hair started growing. I don't really remember the specific day I started pulling out my facial hair. I don't really remember when that all began and started, but I'm pretty sure it had to do because of my anxiety. Everyone handles anxiety very, very differently. There's people who bite their nails, there's people who play with their hair. There's just different ways that people handle anxiety, and I guess my way is pulling out my facial hair. I didn't know what trichotillomania was until my sophomore year of high school, which is weird because I started pulling out my facial hair freshman year of high school. So freshman year of high school, that's when it all started. I started pulling out my hair, and I honestly thought I was the only person doing this. I thought it was my way of handling anxiety, and I truly thought that I was the only person that was doing this. I was very embarrassed because I have never heard of anyone else doing this. I've never heard of the term trichotillomania until sophomore year of high school. That's when I took my AP psychology class, and my teacher started talking to us about trichotillomania and what it really was. And I was so in shock because I thought I was the only person that was doing this. I felt a little bit embarrassed, but at the same time I felt a little bit better about myself because I knew there's a whole community out there who does this. I'm not the only one here. So it definitely felt good knowing that I wasn't the only person pulling out my facial hair, but it's still pretty embarrassing because the whole class was kind of like making jokes and, you know, judging, and deep down inside I did that, and it was just a little bit embarrassing. The teacher was explaining what trichotillomania was. The students were making fun of it, making jokes and judging. So I acted like I didn't have trichotillomania. I was kind of joining the crowd because if I were to tell them that I had trichotillomania, these people were making jokes about it. So I didn't know the reaction that I would get. So I just kept my mouth shut and I started joking around with them too. But looking back, I definitely should have said something and stood up for the people who have trichotillomania because it's not funny. You shouldn't make jokes about it. There's people right now who want to stop this and can't, like me, and it's not funny. It's something that, you know, you have to deal with every single day. So I should have stepped up and said that, you know, I suffer from trichotillomania. This is my experience with it, and it's not funny. It's not a joke. But after that class, now I knew what trichotillomania was, and after that class, I just felt so much better about myself, knowing that there's people out there who go through the same similar situations. And now I was able to talk about it, to admit it, to tell it to my friends, my family. I will say that it's really hard keeping that a secret from your friends and your family. Specifically me, I would pull out my facial hair everywhere. It's a constant struggle. It's just like biting your nails. You do that everywhere whenever you have anxiety, whenever you're bored, you just do it. So it was already pretty hard to keep that a secret from your friends and family because they see you like every day. But I try my best to hide it from them and not talk about it. But after that day, when I realized what trichotillomania was, I was just embracing it. And I remember telling everyone that I had it and that don't judge, and that, you know, it's something that I have to deal with. Ever since then, I have been trying my hardest to stop pulling out my facial hair. But guys, let me tell you something. It is not easy. It is very, very hard. And if you do something similar, like you bite your nails or you have some sort of tic that you do, you know how hard it is to stop. And I'm trying to stop not because I'm embarrassed by it, but just because it's not something that I want to do my whole life. It's something that I do want to stop. I feel like I'm hurting my skin. And guys, honestly, I don't stop pulling out my facial hair until I start bleeding, until I start ripping skin, until my nails start bleeding. It gets really bad and painful. But even though it's painful, I continue and I continue. And it's just something that I want to stop so much, but it's just really, really, really hard. Times, like, honestly, like, it makes me want to cry because I try so hard to stop. Guys, like, spending 2 hours in your bed, like, at night, pulling at your facial hair, like, that's not fun. And, like, that's something that I don't want to continue doing. And you would think that I would have the power to just stop that, but it's not easy. And I don't know why. I don't know what kind of, like, I don't know what's in my head right now. I don't know why I continue to do that. I know that I want to stop, and I know that I want to, like, I don't want to do that ever again, but it's weird. And for those who have trichotillomania, you know what I'm trying to say, and you get me. It's just very embarrassing. It sucks. It consumes your life sometimes. I sometimes sleep very late because all I'm doing is pulling out my facial hair, and I'm not going to go to bed until the last piece of hair is off my chin. Guys, I'm being so real with you guys and honest with you guys. And this is something very personal. But I do want to stop, and I know that I got this, and it's going to take time. But I'm going to try my hardest to stop pulling out my facial hair. I want to be that example that shows people that you do have power to control yourself, and you do have power to stop. So I'm definitely going to try my hardest, because, like I said, it's not because it's embarrassing, but it's more because it's really consuming my life. I do spend quite a lot of time pulling out my facial hair. I don't stop until this whole area right here is red and bleeding. My nails start bleeding. It's a very hard and bad habit to have. So it's just definitely something that I want to work on and get better. So I'm definitely going to be documenting this and making more videos about my trichotillomania, my journey to stop from it. But I did want to make a video because I know this is a very common thing. I do have friends out there who have trichotillomania, so I know that there's people out there that do have it. So I wanted to make this video telling you that you're not the only one, and everyone has a different type of severity. Like, I know people that they do it like occasionally, there's people that do it like once a month, but there's people out there like me who do it every single day to the point where they start bleeding, and it's just kind of taking over our life. So I do want to make this, I do want to talk about this and bring awareness that. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I have been very, very open with you guys about pretty much my whole life. I talk about being transgender, I talk about trichotillomania, and I talk about very personal things. But I do this because I know there's people out there who are going through very, very similar situations, and they need advice and they need someone to hear. So that's what I'm here for. I try to talk about my experiences in my life because I'm not the only one experiencing these type of things. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.